Welcome back to my channel, and this is another car boot haul. If you haven't watched my videos already, I am Lottie, owner of Vintage Living Home, and I specialise in vintage and antique homeware and also upcycling furniture. The car boot haul today was a little bit unexpected, but also huge. And I think that's underestimating it. And the only way I can describe it is to show you. So I've got the full cart here. So I'm going to just try and show you the sea of China. But I went to Ford Airfield Car Boot again, and to start with, it was really bad, and we'd just bought a new cart as the last one broke, and it's bigger, and I thought I could fill it more, and it wasn't going very well. I bought about 3 pieces about halfway through the car boot, and all of a sudden we went round to the next section, and I bought a massive dinner set, and I just started buying more and more. I've probably spent the most I have ever spent at Ford Airfield, and I spent about £150 today. So let's get straight into it and see what I bought. I'll start out, obviously this is the stuff that I got at the end, and some of it is a little bit damaged, which I don't really like picking up, but they were very cheap. So this was actually the last thing I got, but this is the first item to show you, and I just absolutely love Spode blue and white. It is my favourite and it sells so well. I just sold a more modern piece at my booth for £22. It's very similar but the smaller size and more modern, so I thought it does have a chip and 2 chips. And generally I wouldn't pick it up, but it was 50p, and I thought even if I can get £15 at my booth, even £10, it would sell it within the week, and it's a quick sale, so I picked up this one. Same stall I bought this. You can see that I've literally just been to the car boot because I haven't even cleaned anything, and this needs a really good clean. But this was also a 50p, and I am absolutely desperate for blue and white stuff at the moment because it just seems to be selling so quickly. It used to just sell online and it didn't do very well at the booth, but now it's starting to do well at the booth now, so trying to get double the amount is quite difficult. There was a whole tea set, or like dinner set. It was dining plates, side plates, saucers and teacups and saucers, and there was also some bowls, but the guy wanted 40 quid, and he did say that he would take offers, but I'm gonna be honest, I was thinking about £10, so I didn't want to insult him. But there was lots there, but it's the prices that I need that I can't always get. But yeah, this one, and it's actually got Delft on the back, which I used to collect Delft, so that's quite nice to see. But I suppose you can see that with the windmill. So that was the first piece. That's the second one. That was 50p as well. This one, again, I generally don't pick up the older style ones. I usually go for like blue and white and, you know, like the village scenes. But I was buying some china already from the lady that I got this from, so I just thought I'd put it in, and it was such a reasonable price that I just got it anyway. If I have a look, I thought I saw a chip on it earlier, but maybe I was wrong. No, I must have been wrong. It must have been another one. So this one's also in perfect condition, which is really good. And I paid £8, but for a whole bundle of stuff. So in the end, this probably turned out about £1 or £2. I keep on selling these to America, and I hate sending them, but they sell for quite a lot of money over there. So it's sort of like I have to. Well, I've sent probably about 10 now, and I only think 1 got damaged. So it's okay. And also with that lot, she did buy 3 others and mixing bowls and stuff like that, so to have only 1 damaged, sometimes I also send through every, because it is the cheapest by far, and I got to understand that they are probably not as good as others, so I do understand that sometimes things might be broken, but to be honest, I do really well and I don't have many breakages at all. So I use a hell of a lot of bubble wrap and brown paper, and I try and get good quality double thickness boxes to make sure that to eliminate all those things. Sometimes I think I pay so much for that stuff, I might as well just pay for a better courier. But then I've been hearing like really bad things about all of them. So that's what we'll say. If you know of any good couriers that aren't too expensive, do put them below in the comments, because I would like to know that actually. Let's keep going. Carry on with what I bought with that platter from the lady, and I bought this absolutely gorgeous coffee pot. It is Wedgwood, which is absolutely amazing. I always check this out because there always seem to be chips on the edge, but this was in perfect condition. So this, I paid £8 for this, the platter and 2 dishes as well. So this comes out at about £2 as well, and I will probably sell this for around 35 to 40. So that's a good profit straight away. This was towards the end, and my partner was pulling the trolley, and every time I came back with something he was like, you can't fit any more in there, and I was just sort of like tucking plates into each different section just to try and fit some more in this cart. But we bought this cart from Wix and it was £65, and I would highly recommend this. My previous one was from Temu and it was only about £6.50, so I can't complain, and that lasted just over a year. So I can't complain about that one either, but you can just tell this is so much better quality and this is actually going to last. So if you are thinking about getting a cart for car booting, this one is the way to go. Also, they have bigger wheels on this one, so when it was on like the rocky ground, it was easy. But these are, I've got 2 of these. Yep, so I have 2 of these, and they're just like little serving tureens, but they're the smaller size. I used to get a lot of big tureens because I get all the dinner sets and they always come with it. And I will still pick them up if I have to, but they are just not selling for me. The bigger tureens, that like the serving ones, I can't sell them. So I've got probably 10 in stock easily already, and I put them up cheap, like they're £30 each. Some are a little bit more, and I still can't get rid of them, so I'm almost refusing to get them. There was a bigger tureen with this set, and I said to her, can I not have that? And she was fine about it. But I will take it if I have to, but I'm going to try not to buy any more of the big tureens anymore. What I might do is I might literally just take them all down to my booth and just put them at £10 each and just try and get rid of some, because then I don't have to send them either. But these are really nice. I don't think they're matching or they might be, yeah, they are matching the coffee pot, but I will sell them separately. I'll probably sell these together. They also had the plates to go with them as well. Now, these sort of stands trivets do really well throughout all my shop, but these do really well in my booth, and I do try and keep them for there. I have got a couple there at the moment, so I might be tempted to put this online, but it does have a ship on it, and I do feel like this will go well in my booth. But this one, I bought it in a big lot, but this was about £2. Now, if you have me on TikTok, you might have seen a video that I posted a while back where someone was selling these Salvac face jars, and he wanted around £200 for each one. Now, I walked away very quickly in shock, and then I saw this one. Now, this is not Salvac, it's still a maker. I can't quite see it. I have seen the maker before. I think it's Raymond Pottery, but this was only 50p, and I thought I'm gonna have to get it, and I'll do a little TikTok video and be like, I can pick this one up for 50p, and people will find it funny anyway. So but this is the pickled onion one, and this alone will still be worth a bit of money, just not £200. I picked up this little chest of drawers, and it is missing a handle. It's been replaced with one of those little hook things. But I upcycle furniture, so I think this is just going to be more of a display piece for me, just like to put in my pictures. So I don't think this one's going to be for sale. I've always wanted a miniature chest of drawers, and I've never got one, so I think this is going to be the one. I picked up these, and I absolutely love this design. I've recently just sold a tea set in the exact same pattern to a filmmaker. We don't know what film it's going to be in yet, but he has done some pretty big films recently with Zendaya, So I'm hoping that it's going to be a big one. I'm going to see my tea set in the film, which will be amazing. But I will put these on Etsy because he bought them off Etsy, and you never know, he might buy these as well. But if not, they will be on Etsy for sale. And I've got the set of 3, but I have to say they do still have the things inside, so I'll have to give them a really good clean before I sell them. Coffee, anyone? I also bought off one of my favourite people at the car boot. He is called Tony. He has 4 vans and they are absolutely stacked full. I might have a video or a picture of what his van looked like today, and if I do, I will insert it. I'm not sure if I was filming at the time, but he basically does house clearances. He does have people to help him, and also buys and sells just in like the car boots, and he is the most loveliest guy, and I always try and bar him if I can. But what's really good, and this is why I'd always say if you're car booting, talk to the stall owners, because he has told me recently that he has a storage unit, like 2,000 square foot storage unit full of furniture and china, and he's said that I can come and have a look, and I can buy whatever I can find. So I am very excited about that. We're thinking about next weekend, so if we are going to do it, I am going to try and film and see what I can find. But these vans that he's got are like Lutons, and they are like absolutely chock-a-block, so I don't even know how much I'm going to be able to get to. But this is what I bought from him, and he had the Evesham Royal Worcester stuff, so I did buy some of that. I bought this one, and I bought this because I really like the lemons on the side. I bought this bowl, and then I bought this one, and I think this was my favourite because of the asparagus. And then I also bought this Portmeirion one, which was in the box with all of these, and then I noticed it was Portmeirion and quickly grabbed it. But I bought that. Then I also got this paperweight, and this is Medina glass. Story about some Medina glass paperweight. When I first started my Etsy shop, I had a Medina glass paperweight. I think that one was just like the round one, and I sold it quite early on. It was one of my first sales, and I got one of my first reviews from this guy, and he said, lovely paperweight, but not as bright blue as my other Medina glass. Bearing in mind these are handmade pieces, I was pretty shocked. That was the start of my reviews on Etsy as well. So I was a little bit annoyed, but I have done quite well on Medina glass, so I do try and pick it up. He did say this had to be a £5, which is still worth it, so it's fine. But altogether, I paid £20 for all of them, so not awful. That works out about £3-4 per dish, and then a £5 for these. No, it doesn't. That works out about £3 per dish, and then this. But so still a good price. I can't complain. This is very dirty, but it is a mid-century planter, and I'm always looking for planters. It is West German, and I paid £1 for it, I think, because it was so dirty, but it's worth cleaning up. I don't really manage to buy much mid-century because it does cost a lot to buy. I did manage to pick up some West German vases not long ago for £5 each, and to be honest, they haven't done very well. I do think the West German is slowly going out, but I do pick up the smaller pieces when I can. I bought this pink and white platter, and I absolutely love the pink and white, but I do have a slightly larger platter that I got from the car boot. My partner actually found it, and he was so proud of himself for finding it because he thought it'd sell really well, and we've still got it, and I think it's up for £25 or £30, so it is a reasonable price. Sold lots of blue and white ones for that price, just not the pink and white. Maybe I just need to refresh the photos or something, but let's hope this one sells quickly as well. Got these 2 brass candlesticks, and I was on to about £18 for a big bundle of stuff, and then he put these in for me, so about £1 each, and I paid £20 for the lot. So for brass candlesticks, that's a very good price. I originally started by cleaning my brass and making them really shiny to sell, but then I started realising that people did want the aged brass, so I sort of sometimes clean it, sometimes don't. Do put in the comments what you prefer and what you would rather have. I've stopped cleaning quite so much just because I think if you want it clean, then you can polish it when you get it. But if I think it's going to look nicer polished, then I will polish it. I picked up this, which I don't think it's that old. It's Fitz and Floyd, which I know is a good brand, and it's the Stardust collection, but I just think someone will fall in love with this. Then also picked up these. I have some bowls in the blue and white in the Bristol design, and they have sold quite well, and I love this design. So I picked these up, and these were only £1 for the two. I was going to wait till last to show this because I think this is my favourite item, but I will show it now. It is a Staffordshire dog, and it is large. It is the largest one I've probably seen. I would have loved to find the pair, but it is just one. But she was asking £15, which isn't bad. I was a little bit put off by how high it was, but I think by the time I'd done a bundle with her, I bought a lot off her. I pretty much got it for £10, so I am happy with that. It is going to be a nightmare to send because it is just so big, but I think it will be a good profit for me if I don't keep it. Now, this is just one piece of a massive set I've got. When I first saw it, I just thought people would like it because it's plain, but it's still got that like regal style to it. And then it doesn't have it on the base here, but if you look on the plate, of course I picked up a plate that hasn't got it, but this is Wedgwood. So it's a really quality maker, but then also got that really lovely design to it. Now, these do well by themselves, but these also have the stands with them, which is just a bonus. They are not the really old ones that people look out for, but I paid £5 for the two, and I am really happy with that. These sell so well for me, especially the pale blue, and this is just so Ralph Lauren style at the moment, so I know these will sell well. I am going to probably be posting them at about £40 quite easily for the two, if not more, and I guarantee you they won't be around longer than a month. Then I picked up this blue and white bowl. I'm going to be honest, I thought I heard the guy say £3 and then he actually said £5. But it has no damages and it is quite a large blue and white bowl, so it's still worth it, and it is Royal Doulton, which is a good brand that everyone knows. It does have a gorgeous design on it, so it's still worth the money, but a bit more than I'd usually pay. One thing I would definitely say, maybe it's just the summer, people have put their prices up, but things are definitely more expensive now. That blue and white bowl, I would have easily in the winter be able to pick that up for £1 or £2, and I'm still going to make a good profit at £5, but it's just not so exciting when you're picking things up for £1. Like, I love going to the car boot and just filling it for like this cart for like £60 or £80, but I'm still making a good profit, and the stall prices are going up, so I understand that everyone's got to make their money. But then I also picked up this from the same stall that I picked up the Staffordshire dog from. It says Dartmouth Pottery, and it was very similar to like the Salvac ones that you get, and I recently sold a Salvac one. It has got the tiniest little chip on the edge, but I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even notice until I put it in the cart. And she let me have this one for £3. I have a set of 3 of these, and the lady that I bought these off, also the lady that I bought the Staffordshire dogs off, so I did buy quite a lot of her. I think I ended up spending about £35 with her. But I got a set of 3, one larger one as well, and she said she was selling these for like £25 for a set of 3. Absolutely not. But she said because it was nearing the end, she'd do them for £10 for the 3. And I think even when I added everything up, it ended up being a bit cheaper than that because she did some more discounts at the end. These are looking, let me have a look. I like them because they were looking at quite like Devon pottery. I can't read that, my eyes. But they are all hand painted and hand stamped, so I can see that someone's going to love these. Another jug for the set. So there is these side plates, and there are 3, 6, 9, 12 of these. There are these large dinner plates, and there are 12 of these again. And I did check these over, and they're all looking like they're in pretty much perfect condition. Not even scratches on the plate, which is so rare for this sort of set. Got 6 large side plates, 4 like large serving bowls. I've got 6 like small dinner plates, 3, 6, 8 like sort of pasta bowl sort of style plates sort of things. And then I have also got the serving plate as well. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, look here. You might be able to see it. It does say Wedgwood around here. I picked up this little Greek hanging plate, and I'm pretty sure this was £1, and I just love these hanging plates, and I can easily sell these for around, what my last one, £25 was the last one I sold. So for £1, that's a must buy. I always thought that I sold all different types of homeware, and I do, but I seem to be going into plates and dinner sets a bit too much. My plate storage that was always more than enough is absolutely overflowing. Don't get me wrong, I am selling a plate set easily a week, quite often more, but I just constantly seem to be buying them, and I quite often say to myself, right, I'm putting myself on a ban from buying these things, but I still seem to buy them. That whole set was £15, that Wedgwood thing. I couldn't leave that. I couldn't say no. I did try and offer 10, but then I realised how many plates there were, and he did say no, and I said, fair enough. I can't leave that for £15. I can't. This is the larger planter to the set, and I still can't see what it says underneath. I'll zoom in for you, see if you can read what that says. Now, I bought this Mason's jug, and I think this one was £2. To be honest, I've not done very well on Mason's jugs in the whole 5 years that I've been selling china, but recently I did sell a couple of ginger jars in this sort of style, and I did sell a blue and white Mason's jug, so they've not been doing too badly, and for £2 I couldn't really turn it down. It is in really good condition. I've never really seen this design of one. I know they were like mass produced, so I know there are a lot around them, but this is the larger size as well. I also picked up this hanging plate, which is absolutely gorgeous, and I paid £2 for this one. It does have a sticker on the bottom, so I know it's not that old, but this is just so in these colours at the moment. This one is going to be at least £30, I think. On my TikTok, I do have a couple of comments where people say like, you buy it for so cheap, why are you selling it for so much? But we as vintage dealers, this is our business, you know, we are spending out the money, we are spending the time to go and get it. I pay someone to list my items because with furniture as well, I can't afford to. So yes, okay, I bought that for £2 and I'm going to sell it for 30. It sounds like a great profit, but by the time you've taken the fees off and the time, it's still a great profit. But people don't realise, they just see those numbers and think that's such a large amount of money. But I actually think this is very reasonable prices. If you go on to Etsy and look at hanging plates, there are plates that are a hell of a lot more money than these. I've always tried to be quite reasonable because I'd rather not store it for too long. Onto more stuff. I bought some more brass stuff, and I recently sold 2 trays like this. So I picked up this, the matching pair of candlesticks, and randomly this little spoon, but I just love the design of it, and I paid £7 for all of these. Now this is a little basket of goodies. I Black Wedgwood tray. Generally I wouldn't really pick up the trays because they don't really do very well for me, but the different colours of Wedgwood do well, so I picked this one up and it was only £1. Then I picked up this, which, to be honest, I thought it was Wedgwood to start with, and it might still be, but I haven't done my research on it. But Greek pottery sells so well for me. The Greek plates do really well, but also just different pieces of Greek pottery. This is in good condition as well, no damage on that. Paid £3 for this. How gorgeous is that? Look at the design on the handle. Just gorgeous. I think if I show this to my mum, she'll want it. So let's not show it to her because we need to sell it. I paid £5 for this, and I bought some other lovely brass pieces from him, so I'll show you that in a minute. I would use that as a bag, like as a little wicker basket. I'll carry that out, I will. So I absolutely love that. I picked up this picture and I did pay £5 for it, and that is quite a lot of money, but I do have another picture that's like printed sketches, and it is kind of falling apart a little bit, and I use it for a lot of my furniture pictures, so I am debating keeping it, but I might list it for sale if it doesn't look right with my pictures. But I just thought it was really gorgeous. The frame is modern, 100%. This might also be modern as well, but I just love the look of it. This is the last piece that I got from the lady that had the Staffordshire dog, and I think she threw this at the end in for a couple of pounds. It is French, which is so obvious when you look at it. All in really good condition, and after seeing this, I told my partner that we've got to go to France this year or next year, and I want to do a buying trip. I've been wanting to do it since 10 years now, and I've never done it. So we've got our van, and we're not that far from Dover either, so we can literally be there in a couple of hours. So this has made us cost out a lot more money for a ferry trip over to France. Now, I have had some of this design before, and it is, I'm sure it's called Funky Dora or something Dora. It doesn't have it, it just has Colden on the back, which I'm pretty sure the design is called that. And it is 6 dessert bowls and a serving bowl, and from what I can see there is no damage on them, and I paid £2 for the set. Only have a couple more pieces left now, but I picked up this one and I think it was only £2. This guy had a whole stack of platters, and they were ranging from huge to like small. I asked how much he wanted for, say, the medium-sized ones. He probably had about 10 medium-sized ones, and he said for the good condition ones he wants £15 each, and for the not so good ones £10 each, which for me is just, I would make a profit, but it's not worth it. So I turned those down, and then literally on the next stall I found this. Yes, it does have a crack down it, but it is solid, it's not moving, and these are generally for display now anyway, and I paid £1 for it. So I picked this one up, obviously. Right, these are the last pieces now, and they might be my favourite, or the dog, but 2 solid brass elephants. If I show this one to my mum, she will also want this one as well, but this one's a bit more of like a realistic one. I absolutely love these. He wanted £5 each for them. Oh no, he wanted £7 each. I got him down to £10 for the 2, so £5 each. And I think these are well worth it. Brass pieces are so expensive at the Carboot that anything like that sort of price I'm happy with. A guy across the road from this stall, he had like little tiny brass animals, and he wanted £5 each for them. And I picked up these large ones for £5. This one is just so cute as well. I am in love. But yeah, these were £5, and I'm really chuffed with that. I feel like I can easily get probably £40 each for them. So that is the end of the haul, finally. Never thought it was going to end. And this is probably the longest video I will ever do. Oh, this is probably the longest I've ever spoken. No, it's not, and my family know that. But I think I have got some great pieces here, and if I added it all up, I think I could easily have retail price of nearly £1,000 here. So for £150 outlay, I think I've done quite well. But do comment below what you thought and what are your favourite things and what wouldn't have you bought nicely. But yeah, so that's another car boot haul. If you want to go to this car boot, it's basically a mini antiques fair, and it is a Ford Airfield car boot. It's basically a mini antiques fair. That is on Saturday. It is on Thursday, Saturday and Sunday, all year round as well. So that's what's brilliant about it. Saturday, I would say. Thursday is probably the best if you want antiques, but obviously not everyone can go on a Thursday. Then it would be Saturday. I always go on a Saturday, and then Sunday is more of the new stuff, so I wouldn't suggest that quite so much if you want antiques. So if you got to the end of the video, thank you so much, and I'm also proud of you because this is a long video. If you could like and comment and even subscribe, I would absolutely love it. And I will see you next time, I suppose. I think the next video is going to be upcycled furniture, so if you like that, do come back for another video.